Welcome to this tutorial on shape tweening. We are going to take a look at how to switch one shape into another. It can be a very simple drawing as always, or it can be a fairly complex one. But if you do a very complex drawing into another very complex drawing, it doesn't smoothly translate into a nice morphing type thing like you would see in the movies, at least in Flash. But you'll get the idea. So what we're going to do is just draw a simple shape. So I'm going to start with a star, and we'll draw a star up here. And then I'm going to draw a different shape. I'm going to move that first so it's completely on the page, just in that white stage area. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw another shape, but we have to draw it in its own keyframe. So what I'm going to do is right click here at the end, and you can choose any frame you want, of course, and I'm going to insert a blank keyframe. So what that does is it hides the star that I originally drew. It will appear in the first 117 frames, but in frame 118 or whatever that is, I think it might be 117, I'm going to draw a different shape, and I'm going to change the colors as well. So we'll use two different colors, and I'm just going to draw a small rectangle or square in the bottom right corner. So now I've got this shape up here and that shape there. So what I want to do, let's get the stage fitting nicely there. I'm just going to move that up so I've got fit in window. So what I then do is I shape tween it. All I have to do is right click in between the two frames. It doesn't matter where. Any one of these frames, it won't matter. And I'm going to create a shape tween. And what will happen is that shape will change both in color and in size into the other shape. Fairly simple thing to do. So that will involve movement, of course, if you want to, and I'm just going to hide that temporarily. If you want to, you can do exactly the same thing where you've got a small shape in one frame, and I'm going to insert a blank keyframe there. I'm going to go back to my other shape, and I'm going to draw a fairly big version of that, and I'm going to put it in the center. Oops, I forgot double click if you want to select the whole shape when you're in regular drawing mode. And I'm going to put that in the center as well. So I've got that and that. So now when I shape tween it, it's not going to fly around like the other one did because I don't have no distance between it. It's just going to resize itself and grow into the other shape. So you've got two different types of shape tweens going on there. One that flies and one that just grows. So it really depends on what it is that you want to do. Now, one of the things that you can add to a shape tween is called a shape hint. So shape hints are kind of little connections between the two drawings. So what you do is you go to modify shape, and then you go down to add shape hints. And what that'll do is it'll give you a little circle in the middle here, and you can drag that anywhere you want in your shape. Now when I go to the other shape, it will also be there, and I'm going to drag it to the same corner, kind of the bottom left as the other one. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put in a total of 4 shape hints, and you can see it changes color. It's now yellow, and that is because I have actually moved it to the location I want. You can see they're green here and yellow there. That tells you that you've successfully placed them in a location that makes at least some sense. And you have to make sure that you change them on both. So I'm going to go back here, add in my last one. And these can really help, especially if you have a more complex drawing. They can really help your animation be a lot smoother. And now, when I go back, you can see it doesn't spin like it did the first time because I've locked and matched the corners of the square to the points of the star. So before, when it reshaped, it kind of spun around and it was really smooth, but this time it doesn't. Now if I decide I want it to spin, what I can do is just move them on the one. Oops. Grab the shape hint. And now, hopefully, when it goes, it will spin some. So you can actually create some spin with that. And if I wanted to spin even more, we can give it a try. We'll just do one more. So I basically got them at the opposite corners now. Interesting. So you just create a different, so it's almost like it spins in a loop two-dimensionally. So whatever you want to do, however you want to create that, however you want to use those, they're very helpful in changing the way your animation will actually play when you create a shape tween.